September 2025, Donetsk, a $4 million Russian T-90M tank burns. The weapon that killed it? A $200 drone. Over 100 of Russia's most advanced tanks now lie in ruins across eastern Ukraine. Each one was supposed to be invincible. Each one obliterated by cheap commercial drones. The T-90M, Moscow's flagship tank, built to withstand Javelin missiles, designed with reactive armor and electronic countermeasures. Russian state media called it unstoppable. Gone in days. The math is brutal. $200 FPV drone versus $4 million tank. That's a 20,000 to 1 cost advantage. Over 1,159 Russian tanks destroyed by September 2025. At least 123 of them T-90Ms. This isn't one lucky shot. This is systematic destruction that's rewriting the rules of modern warfare. To understand this disaster, you need to know what the T-90M represented. The T-90M Proryv, breakthrough in Russian. Contact 5 explosive reactive armor specifically designed to defeat Western anti-tank weapons. Advanced fire control. Thermal imaging. Price tag: $4.5 million per unit. TASS showcased test footage of T-90Ms enduring simulated strikes. Propagandists called them game changers that could dominate any battlefield. On paper, nearly unstoppable. But here's the fatal flaw. The doctrine driving them hadn't changed since the Cold War. Soviet playbook in 2025. Send heavy tanks to break defensive lines, overwhelm with numbers, brute force over precision, mass over intelligence. September 2025. Russia commits hundreds of armored vehicles to Donetsk. T-90Ms leading, BMP fighting vehicles, APCs carrying troops. A massive column aimed at Kupiansk, a critical supply hub. Russian commanders believed superior armor and overwhelming firepower would be enough. They were betting on yesterday's war. Western analysts spotted the problem immediately. The Center for Strategic and International Studies warned Russia was repeating costly mistakes from 2022 and 2023. No reconnaissance, no counter-drone measures, predictable movement patterns. Ukraine had been watching, learning, preparing. While Russia rolled tanks forward like it's 1943, Ukraine built something different, something deadly. A multi-layered defense system that turned Donetsk into a kill zone. Layer 1. Reconnaissance drones circling 24/7, mapping every approach route. High-resolution cameras feeding real-time data. Every Russian formation tracked, analyzed, marked for destruction. Layer 2. Hidden anti-tank mines. Some 3D printed for rapid deployment. Concealed exactly where Russian armor would travel. The ground itself became a weapon. Layer 3. Precision systems. Javelin missiles. NLAW launchers. Pre-ranged on approach vectors. Fire and forget technology. Lock on. Launch. Kill. Layer 4. The game changer. FPV drones. First-person view drones. $200 in commercial parts. Fitted with explosives. Fast. Agile. Nearly impossible to track. Operated with gaming controllers. Dozens waiting. Layer 5. The 47th Mechanized Brigade. Ukrainian forces with Bradley fighting vehicles and Leopard tanks. Mobile reserve ready to exploit any breakthrough. This wasn't a defensive line. This was a coordinated trap where every weapon system worked together. Synchronized. Devastating. Russia's columns were driving into a kill zone mapped down to the meter. September dawn. Russian T-90Ms advance. Engines roaring. Commanders confident. The trap springs. The lead T-90M pushes forward, crew confident in their reactive armor. Then, a black dot diving from the sky. The FPV drone slams into the turret joint, the weakest point. Impact, internal explosion. A fireball erupts, orange, white, superheated, ripping the turret clean off. The 46-ton machine becomes a crematorium in 2.3 seconds. The crew never had a chance. Second T-90M turns hard left, trying to avoid the wreckage. The driver doesn't see the mine. The explosion tears through the belly armor. The tank lifts off the ground, comes down, twisted, shattered, gone. A Russian APC loaded with soldiers attempts retreat. Wrong decision. Another mine. Catastrophic blast. The entire squad eliminated instantly. Now the 47th Brigade moves. Bradley fighting vehicles surge forward. 25mm chain guns shredding positions at 200 rounds per minute. Russian infantry scattered, disoriented, watching their armor burn. More FPV drones swoop in, targeting soldiers, trenches, bunkers. One Russian soldier throws down his weapon, surrendering to a drone operator he can't even see. The numbers: 1,159 Russian tanks destroyed, 123 T-90Ms in Donetsk sectors. Drones account for 70% of vehicle kills. 70%. This wasn't combat. This was systematic elimination. Ukraine's coordination, drones, mines, missiles, armor working as one, turned Russia's offensive into a massacre. 70% of vehicle losses from drones. The math rewrites warfare. Ukraine's cost: $200 drone, one operator. Russia's loss: $4 million tank, 3 crew members. Years of production, training, gone in 2.3 seconds. That's 20,000 to 1 advantage. Economic annihilation through technology. Why did it work so brutally? Russia refused to adapt. Same failed doctrine from 2022. Same predictable movements from 2023. Western analysts warned repeatedly. Update tactics, integrate counter-drone systems. Russia ignored them completely. Soviet-era thinking in a drone-era war. Predictable columns. No electronic countermeasures. No overhead protection. No dispersion. Ukraine exploited every weakness. Their layered system didn't just stop advances, it punished them. If a tank dodged a mine, a Javelin locked on. If it survived that, an FPV drone finished it. If infantry dismounted, Bradley shredded them. No gaps, no mercy, no escape. Russian soldiers knew advancing meant death. They watched invincible tanks burn like cardboard. Morale shattered. This isn't just Ukraine's victory. This is a warning to every military on Earth. Heavy armor without adaptation is obsolete. The Donetsk tank graveyard isn't just about Ukraine and Russia. It's about the future of combat everywhere. For 80 years, heavy armor dominated warfare. The backbone, the breakthrough weapon, millions invested per machine. That era just ended. A $200 drone killing a $4 million tank isn't an anomaly. It's the new normal. Cheap technology defeating expensive platforms. The balance of power rewritten in real time. Russia faces an impossible choice. Keep losing T-90Ms or completely overhaul Doctrine, dispersed formations, counter-drone systems, integrated air defense. Neither is easy. Neither is cheap. Both require admitting catastrophic failure. Meanwhile, Ukraine's advantage grows with Western support. F-16S ATACMS, advanced drones. Each multiplies the cost Russia pays. If Ukraine, outmanned, outgunned, can do this to Russia's armor, what does that mean for every military relying on tanks? Militaries worldwide are watching, reassessing. Tank programs under review. Drone warfare divisions created. Donetsk's lessons will reshape defense spending for decades. This is the future unfolding now. If you want to see weapons and tactics rewriting combat, subscribe. New breakdowns weekly with footage and analysis you won't find elsewhere. The tank isn't dead, but its dominance is. What replaces it won't be heavy platforms. It'll be networks, swarms, intelligence, technology costing thousands defeating technology costing millions. The next chapter is already being written. In workshops where teenagers build FPV drones, in command centers where AI processes feeds, in Russian factories desperately replacing losses. One thing is certain, warfare will never look the same. The Donetsk tank graveyard isn't an ending, it's a beginning.